Vamos a terminar esta parte dedicada a la innovación y a la creatividad, y nada mejor que hacerlo, fíjense, ahora no hablamos de neurociencias, hablamos del mundo de la magia, pero de la magia aplicada al mundo de los negocios. Y para ello vamos a contar con la participación de Giovanni Xueref, que es el presidente y el CEO de HelloKittyMagic.com, y de Manuel Xueref, que es el director general de esa misma empresa. Giovanni es un emprendedor que ha creado una nueva empresa a partir de esa marca, Hello Kitty, a través de la magia como inspiración y, desde luego, también, como no, como fuente de negocio. Se hace porque sí, como fuente de negocio. Se va a organizar la ponencia, y espero que me respeten el tiempo, por favor, porque vamos muy justitos, del siguiente modo. Va a intervenir don Manuel Xueref, o sea, el director general, y después él mismo va a invitar a que suba en los 4 o 5 minutos finales al escenario a Giovanni Xueref, que es el presidente. Sus intervenciones van a ser en inglés, lo digo para quien tenga por ahí la traducción o el aparato de conexión para la traducción simultánea. Vamos a comenzar. Manuel, por favor, adelante.
No, Manuel no va a hablar solo yo.
Muy bien, entonces va a hablar el presidente, ¿es así?
Ok.
Vamos allá.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This was an introductory video to Hello Kitty Magic. But however, before talking about this, I would like to tell you how I got to Hello Kitty Magic. My story goes a long way back in 1982. I was a young man full of ambition and full of passion, but with very low resource to accomplish my dream. I didn't have the opportunity to go to the university because I was forced to start working very young. Of course, the job I was doing was not giving me any satisfaction. And I decided in my free time to learn magic. Learning magic is something very complicated and very difficult. At that time, there was no internet and not all the media we can find today. Then it was very difficult to be in contact with people doing magic and with people performing magic. Day by day, after learning magic, I understood that I wanted to earn a living with my passion. I founded my first company in 1984, and this company was selling material for professional magicians. For example, the lady cutting in 3 parts. It's not me. It's just a picture. Or the levitation. You see? But very soon, I discovered that the quantity were very limited because I was selling my product and my ideas to professional magicians, and my dream was to sell my idea in very, very big quantity. At that time, I had a friend who was working in a pharmaceutical company. And he was always giving me gadget that this company was using to promote the drug, their drug. The company were giving out gadget with the name of the drug to remind the doctors to prescribe the drug when he was in front of a patient with this particular pathology. In 1985, Merck Sharp and Dohm's, a multinational company, came out with the drug which make the revolution of the gastroenterology. This drug was cured the ulcer, was making disappear the ulcer. Before, you need to have a surgical operation to cure the ulcer, that this drug was making disappear the ulcer. This gave me an idea, the idea of my life. You will understand why. What I did, I called Merck Sharp and Dohm's and told them that I had a very effective item to promote this new drug. And I told them I was a magician and that I want to use a magic trick to promote the drug. Of course, you can imagine the reaction on the phone to mix pharmaceuticals drug with magic. This is something completely crazy. First, they were very skeptical and they didn't want to give me any appointment. But after insisting a few times, they decided to meet me because they was curious. They wanted to know exactly what I was going to offer, you know. Then what I did, I was very young, I bought a new suit. I make by hand some sample of the trick I want to sell. And I fly to Merck Sharp and Dohm's. I arrived there, and I enter in the meeting room, and I find in front of me 6 people looking at me that they said, this is a mad guy, you know. Of course, I had a little bit fear. I showed them immediately the magic box. And then you are going to see the magic box. This is the box. Okay, I bring with me one magic box. It's a very simple box in plastic, but whatever you put inside disappears. It's a very, very old idea, and the idea which I was going to offer was, you promote the drug, you'd say that the drug makes disappear the ulcer, we are going to make disappear the drug. Of course, on the magic box, I prepared was the name of the drug, and then I just opened the box, I put their drug, which I buy in the pharmacy, I close the box, I open it again, and the drug disappeared. Then they was looking at this, and I give the box, they try to open and close, but they didn't find the trick. Then I said, very easy, you open the box, you close the box, you open the box, and the drug disappears. But you can also make disappear money, you can also make disappear whatever you want. You can also put some items and keep it there, nobody will find it out. And the idea is, you promote your drug, and at the final of the interview with the doctor, you give him a box. And the doctor will play with this box with his kids. He will play with the nurse. He will play with his colleague. Maybe for 10 minutes, maybe for more. He will give this as a gift to his children. But he will never forget the name of the drug on the magic box. This is a very old trick, you know. It is not my idea. I take some concept and I use it for... After a few, of course they was surprised. They didn't say anything. They say, okay, thank you very much, bye-bye, blah, blah, blah. Then I came back. I said, let's see what's happened. After a few weeks, I got a phone call from Merck. And they asked me to come back to meet them. They were going to use my idea. I arrived there and they said, we want to use your idea and we want to produce 100,000 boxes. Can you imagine a stadium with 80,000 people with the box in the hand? Means like 3 or 4 trucks going full of boxes, magic boxes. This is incredible. Of course, I start laughing because 100,000 magic boxes needs big money to finance, and I didn't have any money. And I told them, I cannot do that, do it. But the idea was so strong and so unusual that they decided to finance me. After 3 months, I delivered 100,000 boxes. And the promotion resulted in being a great success. With the money I made, because I made big money, believe me, I sold the box for 3 times the price, for 100,000 boxes from nothing, and by financing by them, it was a fantastic business in 1984. I create my second company, Solution Group. Solution Group start with the magic box. What I did, I start to travel. I had the statistic result of the country where I sold the first box, and the medicine was going up and up and up. And I start to travel around the world, and I sold my magic box in more than 20 countries. And I sold over 2 million magic boxes. After that, I create other magic items because the big boss of Merck Sharp & Dohme said, please, anything you can invent with magic, we buy. Then I create a magic pen, I create a magic pen holder, I create 7 items, and each time I sold 1 million pieces. I create also a paper pad, which you touch it, and it's going up and turn, and the cover like this. And Pfizer use it for Viagra. But of course, you know, the market was so big, then I start to manufacture also promotional item, common promotional item. Because I was in contact with many pharmaceutical companies, and they was asking me, can you also supply promotional items? And I was forced to do that. Then I start to make common things, you know, very common things. My company reached over 25 million euro turnover. And for 15 years, I have been in this field, and I have been leader in the pharma promotion. I was selling worldwide all my ideas. After about 20 years of this, new regulation came out, were passed by the different governments in the world, which limited pharmaceutical company budget to promote drug. This was because the drugs were mostly paid by the government due to the national health system. This made me lose a lot of turnover. However, I was still able to support my company. And then 2007, 2008 arrived. I was still arrived, but 2007 or 8 arrived, and the crisis struck. And the company budget were decreased even more. That's now I really have a problem, because I realized that what shall I do? No budget, they cut all the budget, I cannot sell any more magic. But I had to start to use my magic skill once more. Then what I did, one night, I was in a dinner with some friend who introduced me to Sanrio CEO. Sanrio is the company who owned the Hello Kitty brand. During this dinner, I am a magician, they asked me to do some trick. Then I start to perform some trick, just for fun. And the Sanrio CEO was so excited by my magic that he asked me, why don't you make magic trick with Hello Kitty? Hello Kitty is a brand for girl, you know. At first I was a little bit skeptic, because I had absolutely no knowledge in the licensing industry. But I start analyzing the possibility and initiate a preliminary market research. And I remember I was in Spain. I was in holiday during the summer. And I was thinking about this Hello Kitty magic, you know. It was working in my head. And I was saying, I started my business with magic, and now with the crisis, and I am at the end of my career, why I don't do something which close my career also with magic? Then I went to Corte Inglés, and I bought all the magic set on the market. I spent like 400 something euro, and I remember the lady at the cashier looking at me and said, what are you going to do with all this magic? You know? I opened all these boxes in my living room, and I found the tricks, the quality of the tricks was very low quality, and also very badly made. It was almost impossible to understand and perform the trick for children. I was an expert in magic and was trick for children, and it was very difficult to perform. Also, I noted that all the set was selling the same things. Little difference, but same things, you know. And I noted especially one very important thing, that all this magic was only marketed for boys. There was nothing on the market for girls, and Hello Kitty is a girl brand. This made me realize that Hello Kitty magic was not a bad idea after all. So I got my marketing team and my marketing designer, and we created Hello Kitty magic. Okay? The main concept behind our line, where the trick needed to be extremely easy to perform, the instruction very, very clear and very comprehensive with illustration. But the most important point was the interactivity of the trick with Hello Kitty. So we created various figurines, small figurines, and plush toys that interacted with the trick. Now I will show you an example in a video where Hello Kitty interacted in the trick.
You clicked on Fantastic!
So you can see it's Hello Kitty who performed the trick. We decided to make the line collectible. And we created various different characters that were combined with the tricks. I show you the character. Okay, this is different character. I proposed the idea to Sanrio, and of course they love it. Moreover, they realized that in order to produce magic trick, the way we were doing them, you needed to have an extensive knowledge and how the trick worked and how they needed to be manufactured. Sanrio soon realized that if you didn't have this knowledge, it would have been almost impossible to produce what we had initially created. This made it possible for us to get the worldwide license by paying a very small amount. We got the worldwide license for a very small amount because there was no competition, and they knew they couldn't have been one of the very few in the world with extensive knowledge like manufacturing magic and international business like I had. With this concept and with the worldwide license, we created three different range of product. The magic trick, which are the small one, they are low price, the magic game with the medium price, and the magic show with a big and higher price, okay? And when we got these three line, one has 12 items, one has 6 items, one has 4 items. We create the display, you know. We exhibit, we create this display, and we went for the first time in Nuremberg Fair. We exhibit our line, and we met a very big success. And we closed a distribution deal with about 10 different countries the first year. The turnover was not so big, but considering we had no idea how this industry worked, for us was a big success. The second year, we exhibited in Hong Kong Toys Fair, and we realized that this is the place where we want to be in the future and now. Our idea was original, that we were picked among 3,500 exhibitors by the China's Reuters News, where 500 million people in China saw us. And the great hype was created in the Hong Kong Toys Fair environment. We received interest from USA, from all Asia, from South America, every corner of the world. And now, today, we have like more than 30 distributors for each country, and we are growing up day by day. After this, I decided to go back to my roots. So I decided to create a very small magic trick, very, very small one, combined with a small figurine that could be sold to multinational company for a very, very low price, like 50 euro cents. And this multinational company can use this small magic trick to promote their product. The same way as McDonald's do when they give a gift to the little kids when they order a Happy Meal. I show you. This is the trick. You get a small figurine with a small magic trick. With such strong brand and such strong original idea, I am now bidding in these last 2 months with a very big multinational company for 5 million pieces. And this is only for Asia. This will give us the opportunity to bring this promotion over the world and multiply per 10 at least our turnover, our actual turnover. So you can see, all my life I was influenced by magic, and if things start turning in the wrong direction once more time, I can always rely on this trick. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you just one magic trick. If you get a piece of handkerchief like this, just a piece of handkerchief, and you burn it, you do this, up, and became money. You know? We live in a world where nothing is real, but everything is possible. Thank you very much.